What is going on, guys? I am the alternate, and again today I've brought out my microphone, and today we are doing the top 5 B&M inverted coasters that I have been on. Now this is following my top 5 wooden coasters, so if you want to see that video, just go ahead and check out the channel. Without further ado, let's get into the top 5 inverted coasters. Now I do have a couple of honorable mentions, one being Great Bear at Hershey Park, and the other being the Batman clones, the 3 that I have done. Those being the ones at Six Flags Great Adventure, Magic Mountain, and Over Georgia. So with those honorable mentions, and those are intense rides, they just didn't quite make the top 5 list. Let's go ahead and get into the number 5 spot. Alright, now coming in at the number 5 spot is going to be Silver Bullet at Knott's Berry Farm. Now, unfortunately, it's been a long time since I've done this. As a matter of fact, this was in my California trip. I want to say 3 years ago, but I'm not sure. So, unfortunately, I do not have a POV. But the reason this ride makes it is because of its uniqueness. I just love the layout. There's parts of it that are overwatered. This probably is the smoothest Cobra Wool on a roller coaster that I've been on that this ride has. And there's the overbank, and it's just such a unique layout. And it does get intense towards the end as you come around the final helix and into the final corkscrew. Now, I just love this ride's location. I even love the color scheme. Now, does it fit Silver Bullet? Well, that's a conversation for another day. But this is definitely an amazing invert, and I just love the uniqueness of it. This was probably, because I didn't get to do Accelerator, this was probably my favorite ride at Knott's Berry Farm. So that's going to do our number 5 spot. And like I said, I should have POVs for the rest of these rides. Alright, now coming in at the number 4 spot is a ride that I've done so many times at Cedar Point that I just think, it would be higher on this list if I hadn't done it more, and that's Raptor. Now this is the perfect B&M layout for people who love the compact, fast, and intense inverts. And I agree with that. And this is good in the back and the front row. By the way, this back row POV is pretty bad. I'm sorry. You can see how it turned out. And unfortunately, I don't have a front one of this yet. But this is the last bad POV. I have 3 front rows for all of the rest of the ones that I think came out really good. But anyways, this is Raptor. Now, I think it shares the same qualities as most of the rides above this list except for the number 2. And it's just a different order of the inversions. And the Cobra Roll is good. The mid course, honestly doesn't bother it too much. And there is a lot of intense moments, especially this helix at the bottom. But I don't know. I just think it's just so overshadowed by everything else at Cedar Point that I just don't enjoy as much as I do the other 3 coasters on this list.
I should have warned you about that. I should have warned you about that braking. That's probably the best ride I've ever had on this, though. And that's why that's why back row is the best. That was legit. That was worth it.
Alright, coming in at the number 3 spot is a ride that really shocked me. You could tell by the POV just how shocked I was about how good this invert was. That's going to be Afterburner at Carowinds. Now, this shares a lot of the similar qualities as Raptor. Although, however, I think because I was at a foreign park, I just love this ride way more. And it just stood out more to me than, Raptor with all the other rides at Cedar Point. This ride is compact, intense. There's even an airtime spot on it. And this was probably was this my first Batwing? I think so, and it was just intense, and I absolutely loved this ride. Now, here's the POV for it. I think it came out really good, and I don't know what else to say about this. You can hear how surprised I was, especially after doing Intimidator and getting no airtime. I absolutely loved this ride. And there was only 1 train on it, and I asked the operator, why is there only 1 train? And they said, you'll see. So I think this ride has the same policy that Mystic Timbers has, where if it's too hot and it goes past the brake run, like shoots right through it, they have to take a train off. And that's the only thing I could say because this thing was hauling through the layout.
I'll give y'all that. That ain't too bad. I'll give y'all that. But you see how we just shot through that brake run? That's why they can only run 1 of them.
Wait, what?
We just shot through that brake run. That's why they can only run 1.
Ooh, like, for real. Yo, that's
not bad. That's not bad.
Thank you, giving us some credit.
That's not bad.
Now they about to run too. Look at that.
They
line.
can, but they can't though.
Alright, I'm sorry, I'm going to apologize for any ear rape now. These POVs with the pivot heads are very windy. But coming in at the number 2 spot is a ride that I don't know if I've ridden any roller coaster more, and that's going to be Banshee at Kings Island. Now, I always check the cameras before I go to Kings Island, see that it's dead, and just will go and marathon this ride. I love this ride. It's currently my number 1 at Kings Island. And I feel like it will be after Orion comes. I just love this ride. Now, people complain about the restraints, and what I have to say is this is an invert, so I don't know, how you're getting hindered from airtime. I feel no issue with restraints. As a matter of fact, I think they're more comfortable than the classic B&M restraints. You can't bang your head on anything. And people complain about how drawn out this ride is, and I absolutely love that. It's still inversion after inversion. The inline twist at the end is amazing, and you don't reach your top speed until the bottom of that. Is this called a pretzel loop too? I believe it is. You don't reach your top speed to the bottom of that, and you can just feel the intensity building up at the bottom of every inversion. I absolutely love this ride. I love the drop more than Mystic Timbers. This B&M 180-degree drop gives some amazing whip in the back, and yeah, I just absolutely love this ride. And honestly, I hope it never gets a line. It's sad that it doesn't have a line, but I hope it never gets one when I'm there, because I just love marathoning this thing.
Yes. Wow. Wow. Oh, that was hang time on that. My blood is in. Wow. Wow. Some great hang time on that. Great ride in the front. Lots of hang time on those inversions. That's crazy. Great ride. Great ride. Great ride. I did not feel any rattles on that whatsoever. No rattles from me on Banshee. You may think otherwise, but I'm telling you, sitting right here, there's no rattle from me.
And coming in at the number 1 spot, which until recently would have been Banshee, is going to be Monty at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay in Florida. Now, I had heard so much about this. As a matter of fact, I even expected this to maybe be my number 1 invert, and this ride absolutely delivered on my high expectations. It has the intensity of the smaller and more compact B&M inverts, and when you sit in the back, I got more airtime on this ride than I did on Intimidator 232 at Carowinds. I was so surprised. This thing just shoots through the elements, and the trenches just make it so that my first ride, I didn't know what was coming next, and the Batwing is absolutely amazing as well, probably the best one on this ride, or on this coaster type. I just absolutely love this ride. It flies through it, and it's just an amazingly well-designed ride. Somebody made a joke that only Busch Gardens and the SeaWorld parks get the most intense B&Ms, and I can see that with Kumba and Monty. This ride is just absolutely amazing, and it delivered every single time I got on it. Now, completely ignore this front row POV, because the best spot is absolutely the back. But this ride is just absolutely amazing, and it has to be the number 1 on my list. And I think a lot of people will agree who've been on it.
He's here like on Afterburner. Let's go. That's intense. That's intense. Number 2. Back down. Ladies and gentlemen, that is an intense one. Wow. I'm gonna go around and do it in the back. I don't know where it stands, but that is an intense. I had my head up so I couldn't really test the headbanging, but that is a great ride. Oh my goodness, beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Alright guys, that is going to do it for my top 5 B&M inverted coasters. Be sure to like the video if you did. Go ahead and let me know your list in the comments or any, discrepancies you might have with mine. But I'm sorry I didn't put the ear rape warning a little bit sooner. I forgot how windy these POVs are. Be sure to like the video if you guys liked it and subscribe if you are new. And I will see you guys in the next video.
Can you catch me now?